Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today, we're going to be discussing Voldemort, his legions of followers, and one of the most fear-inspiring symbols in the wizarding world, the Dark Mark. Now, the Death Eaters were the most loyal followers of Voldemort, his innermost circle, and together they obeyed his every bidding in an effort to help cleanse the wizarding world. The goal of the group was simple: establish pure-blood authority, and as devout followers of Voldemort and his cause, they would do anything in order to achieve this goal. However, given that Voldemort's goal was to basically oppress anyone that wasn't a pure-blood witch or wizard, you'll be surprised to hear that some, less official members of the group, weren't actually purebloods. In fact, many of their followers were of breeds the Death Eaters held considerable stigma towards. People like Fenrir Greyback, which is why there's an important distinction to make here. True Death Eaters possessed the Dark Mark, a fear-inspiring and sinister-looking magical symbol that was etched into the skin like a tattoo. This mark was reserved for Voldemort's most loyal, devout, and most importantly, worthy followers, which is why someone like Greyback, a werewolf, never received this honor. The mark represents their goal of cleansing the wizarding world, and is used by them as a way of inciting fear in the general population, often projecting it into the sky using the curse mort. Then he realized that it was a colossal skull, composed of what looked like emerald stars, with a serpent protruding from its mouth like a tongue. As they watched, it rose higher and higher, blazing in a haze of greenish smoke, etched against the black sky like a new constellation. A distinction should be made between the symbol that is projected into the sky and the symbol on their arm, however, as the one in the sky is a simplified version of the one they bear on their arm, which is much more intricate. But my question now is, did Voldemort himself have a dark mark? The books contain contradicting passages when it comes to this particular topic. In Chapter 3 of the Goblet of Fire, Voldemort suggests that him and his Death Eaters are reunited via the dark mark after he has returned to his body. "Welcome, Death Eaters," said Voldemort quietly. 13 years. 13 years since last we met. Yet you answer my call as though it was yesterday. We are still united under the dark mark then. Or are we? But on the other hand, Voldemort also appears to use Wormtail's dark mark in order to summon the Death Eaters. "Hold out your arm," said Voldemort lazily. "Oh, Master. Thank you, Master." He extended the bleeding stump, but Voldemort laughed again. "The other arm, Wormtail. Master, please. Please." Voldemort bent down and pulled out Wormtail's left arm. He forced the sleeve of Wormtail's robes up past his elbow, and Harry saw something upon the skin there. Something like a vivid red tattoo, a skull with a snake protruding from its mouth. The image that had appeared in the sky at the Quidditch World Cup, the Dark Mark. Voldemort examined it carefully, ignoring Wormtail's uncontrollable weeping. "It is back," he said softly. "They will all have noticed it, and now we shall see. Now we shall know." The passage above strongly suggests that Voldemort does not have his own dark mark, but this begs the question, if he doesn't have a dark mark, then how is he able to summon the Death Eaters? Chapter 19 of the Order of the Phoenix suggests that in order to summon the Death Eaters, Voldemort must touch one of their scars. You know what these remind me of? No, what's that? The Death Eaters' scars. Voldemort touches one of them, and all their scars burn, and they know they've got to join him. After some rumination, I've come to the conclusion that no, Voldemort did not have a dark mark. And I say this because why would he ever touch someone else's if he had his own? The dark mark was a way of showing loyalty to his cause, but also, in a roundabout way, it was a method for him to further exert control over his followers. As Voldemort was the head honcho, the boss, why would he ever need one? What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.